Imagine this. You're looking at your students' responses to a transfer task you were sure they were ready for. You see a few strong explanations, but you also see gaps. For example, students are using the right words, but maybe missing the core ideas. Or answers just feel a little off. You might be wondering, if I let them revise now, aren't I just bailing them out? Shouldn't they be able to do this on their own? But here's the thing. In the real world, we all revise. Scientists do it, engineers do it. We do it every time we rethink a lesson or tweak a rubric after using it once. Learning to revise isn't a crutch. It's how we grow durable, flexible knowledge. Think about the difference between asking students, what is the role of chlorophyll in photosynthesis? And asking, how do tiny phytoplankton create the food molecules that eventually nourish whales in the ocean? That second question invites real sense-making. It's messy enough that students will need feedback, conversation, and maybe even some new information before they can build a strong explanation. Revision doesn't just happen because we tell students, try again. It needs new input, for example, teacher feedback or peer comments, maybe even a reminder about classroom resources, or in some case, a new mini investigation. The point is, we want something to spark a rethink. We all want students to master science ideas, but transfer is new for most of them. They need practice, and practice means not getting it perfect the first time. Brain science tells us, students' ideas are always in motion. They're not just storing facts, they're building and adjusting networks of understanding based on new experiences. So when you invite revision, you're not lowering the bar, you're giving students a chance to strengthen their science ideas, making them more usable, more generalizable, and more durable. Students see this too. They thrive when they have the opportunity to revise. Here are some students reflecting on how revising their responses helped them learn.
Have you ever done revisions to tests?
Oh yeah, I've done a lot of revisions for stuff like McKenna, like answering stuff with McKenna because I wasn't too sure. I'm not too sure like how McKenna's body works, but we've still had like some investigations that have helped us with that, like the fat storing stuff and how she uses fat for energy. But the revisions have helped me a lot because I wasn't too sure at the beginning when I took the first test. But after the revisions, I gained like a lot of ideas and stuff like that.
How did you gain those ideas? Tell me more.
Between every revisions, there's a couple days where we like do reviews, and between those days, I kind of get more understanding for everything.
What do you mean by reviews? Like, what do we do?
We do stuff like science circles where the whole class explains what they're thinking, and that helps me like excel my ideas. So it helps me a lot when I do revisions.
Wait a minute, that sounds like cheating, right? Are we cheating?
No,
Say more.
because you don't like explain everything. You don't like answer anything. It's all in the student's brain. So you let like the students do everything. Like you don't really help us do anything.
So what's my role?
So your role is kind of to take control and ask these questions to excel everyone's learning, but then we're the ones that answer everything
Wow.
and figure things out.
Wow. Can you say anything else about the revision process?
Well, you give us a lot of feedback. You give us like voice notes, and that helps us a lot because you give us like sort of an idea of how we shape our writing and how we shape like our thinking. And that helps me a lot because before like my first test, it was not really too good. I wasn't thinking like very good. I was kind of confused. But after you gave me revisions, you kind of like shaped my thinking a lot more, and it helped me when I did the revisions.
I think this is different because, like, comparing to these other classes, we don't really get review. Or, like, let's say if we have, what's different in this class is I don't get a lot of, like, revisions. Like, usually one of my assignments is like, oh, that's your grade. But I think what you allow us to do is that you allow us to, like, learn from our mistakes and, like, we're able to revise.
So next time you see rough edges in student transfer responses, don't panic. Think this is the perfect time for revision, because revision is how learning really sticks. We also have another video where teachers talk about how they do revisions and feedback in their classrooms. That would be a great next video to check out.